Enlightened is my other one here, Bob. Now,
Okay, let's
Enlightened
hear about it.
it's about a woman played by Laura Dern, who created the show with writer Mike White about a woman working in a big corporation who has a meltdown. Then she goes on a spiritual self-help retreat, and she comes back ready to make a difference.
Actually, maybe I'll like this one. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? I think there's a chance. Let me read my mini review and some of the buzz about it, and then yeah, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Just banged out both seasons of HBO's Enlightened. I was put off at first by the main character, Amy, but soon came to appreciate her as a challenging, flawed character, full of high-minded idealism, yet narcissistic and oblivious to the toll her actions take on those close to her. Just gets better as it goes on. Season 1, 4 out of 5. Season 2, 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
And I had a couple people chime in. One's like, oh, that's it. Now I have to watch it. And another friend of mine basically said, oh, I totally agree. I hope they keep it around. But unfortunately, she didn't realize that it has been canceled. So we have seen all we will see of these people.
Wait, but any reasoning as to why it was canceled? Not, I mean, for you giving it a 4.5 out of 5, what were they thinking, these executives?
Well, I mean, it's an HBO show, and
Okay.
HBO it's always hard for HBO because they try to make a big deal about how they don't just go based on ratings, because they try to maintain their artistic integrity and just have great TV, whether it gets good ratings or not. And their model is different. You know, they don't sell advertising based on every show, so they can make decisions a little bit differently. I don't know. I've read a lot of critics since I've finished and been reading. A lot of people feel sort of similar to the way I do, that it's just, how come not everyone watched this when it was going on? It's an underappreciated gem. Some people swear that it'll be something people come back to in the future, almost like Arrested Development, and they'll just discover and be like, wow, that's a great show. But it's pretty low key. I mean, it doesn't have the zombies or the special effects or the big themes.
Right.
But back to what we were sort of hinting at. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this kind of show to you, Bob.
Okay.
But I actually think there's a chance you might like this one.
Oh,
Now, you and I share the constant struggle of sympathizing with the liberal progressive mindset in a lot of ways, but not fully. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's very fair. I love it. Well
The
said.
main character, Amy Jellicoe, although she's an exaggeration, she sort of represents some of the ways you can go wrong and take a progressive mindset too far.
Okay. Love it.
But you got to be warned. You definitely have to get over the hurdle that Amy is not entirely likable, and it actually reminds me of Girls in that way. For the main character to be someone who isn't there to be impressive or attractive in the ways you want someone to be, a friend or a good person. This has a lot of that. But if you can handle that, you're rewarded with a fascinating character study.
Okay. Well, I'm going to add it to the queue. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but it's not going to like end at the end of the second season and then leave you like, really, it got canceled right here when everything was going to come together, or is it good enough? Like you feel a sense of like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good enough. There's more story that could be told, but it's a good stopping point if you need one.
And I'm also a fan of like finding. This is probably just a stupid meta point. Finding shows that are good that aren't like, Bob, you've got to see all 27 seasons of this. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah, it's bite-sized in that sense. I think it's like, is it 8 episodes a season? Maybe it's 10. I forget.
Wow.
But it's 2 seasons and it's
not hard.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I recommend it.